So the clone pod drama is here right now. The clone pod drama. People want to believe in the clone pod drama. Alright, I thought I could almost do a funny video, but I'm ready to do serious. Ready to do serious because I want to be able to, like, haha. Brad still has a joke in him. See how he's still alive. This can't be like that one episode of Star Trek where you're worried. I'm sorry I don't have editing software for my phone where I can show you like Sir Patrick Stewart like blasts out has not quite a taser. Yeah, like puts the guy down who has even a slight amount of extraterrestrial nanites in him. You don't want to do that. You just want to let the grace take them. Please, whatever you're doing, if you're preparing for nanobiotechnology, but like your suicide pill or like your suicide methods, I wouldn't be so worried right now. I'm sorry about like the other Star Trek in season 4 and comparing episodes and just comparing fictions and going, look, were extraterrestrials here in the 70s that warned you? Again in the 90s about something? They put it on Battlestar Galactica and the other UFO and just been recycling UFOs in the other magical cave. What if it's this huge joke with the Superstition Mountains and nobody's looking for merfolk in the Superstition Mountains as a joke? It's like a funny joke in the Superstition Mountains. You thought you saw a mermaid. You felt like a mermaid tail. It's awkward with time travelers and props in the air is what people believed. What they said they thought they saw in real life. Why is it too much? Why is it being too much of a brand? Why are there too many directors? Why are there too many uptight directors who want to make my marionette's not perfect? All right, now my tinnitus is back, and I'm not funny. I'm Brian Time 2 on. Oh, and in the Colon Pods drama, we all thought we saw a real elf or a little person, and we're as insane as Iceland is. I don't want to insult Icelandic people or people from Greenland. I don't want to insult. Here we go with real credibility and what you can do with props and a flying saucer in the airs. Well, we're just going with actors and dying with our costumes and our props. It's real. I mean, people believe in Russian bear shamanism. Why is that? For the everything switches to superstition people, it is like the people experience real psychic emanations of a bear. Yes, they did. It's like Russians thought they saw a bear soul. I don't know if it gets into like Germany over the years. It's like and the bear souls go back and forth between Russia and Germany. It's Western. Spiritual beings can cause real consciousness experiences. I'm not sure how to make this as a joke with secular people where it's like, yeah, we are hallucinating to each other with normals and stuff. I'm not sure how to make a good joke again. That was almost funny. All right, well, Star Trek warned us that do cigar UFOs need to be a fiction? Or do orb UFOs need to be in fiction? So everyone's confused by every UFO? Once you've seen too much science fiction, you're confused by every UFO in movies isn't necessarily it. You thought you saw what you thought you saw, and I'm back in Star Trek mode, where I'm like Scanner. See, I can't be Scanner Man and Worf. Well, it's like somebody needs me to be too many. No, there's too many white people in the hood, and where's my. It's like this dish the Koenig group of the NSA is actually accused of deploying in like the 1990s. It's like I'm checking for microwave signals around my skull with a dish. Well, I'm a radio technician. Wow, is that great? I'm like a ham radio technician. That's allowed to do in the United States. When when you sometimes you can really hear voices from ham radio if you're worried about people hearing voices. We've all been giving each other voices since the dawn of time spiritually, but then our other cortexes are activated. That's my short time capsule for cognitive neuroscience. But what the hell happened? This intern's name is on the file. So I don't want to insult the people of Iceland, but Icelandic lore is fascinating to me. All right. How to explain this to scientists, part one? Little people are ready to fly out of the time tubes from under Iceland into Ireland. Like, I'm a little person. I'm little people. And there's like one at Garth and sitting there in the Faroe Islands, like, go crazy. Go crazy. I'm sitting there in the Faroe Islands and like, yeah, bad Hounable. I'm the bad Hounable, yeah. And I don't think the ant people and the ant people, when the ant people hear you with your ears, it might be good to listen with, like, open your crown chakra is not a really bad idea. Yeah, people are not a superstition. And they seem real to me. And I don't think they eat the little people. I think they sit there watching the little people like, I'm okay. This is like a white man's legend. I'm like a brown guy's legend. And this is awkward finding each other in time tubes and science. And what the heck was that? What the heck was that? All right, well, I'm not prepared to put this thing in the microwave as a joke. Like my stupid phone needs in a microwave. This is, yeah. It's not easy being a comedian. I was a serious writer today, and if somebody's having like, Brian, explain your behavior last night. It's like I put everything on the wall. I wrote like I wrote it on pieces of paper on the wall. I'm trying to explain myself as best I can on pieces of paper because I'm going, how do I here we go with computers and the parts and unpacking and moving in time. I'm just so glad to have like a great like box to live in with how insane Portland streets are. All right, yeah, I'm guilty. I'm guilty of if there's crackheads or meth heads in Portland, I'm sitting there doing nothing about cops. Well, somebody wants to imagine like if there's a war on the police until you're in hell, having like more of a war on the police and it's fun. I'm going, I don't know, this box isn't so bad, and how can I tell when it's a crackhead or meth head? It's like sometimes they just run away and I can't get clear eye contact, and that's just it. It's like the person was acting weird. No, it's like they say, keep Berlin weird. It's the city motto. I'm Brian. Please don't smoke crack or mouth. I think people are allowed to sit around having bazooka fantasies all day in America. United States of America. Hmm. 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 All right. Well, I've been too much of an intern for someone, and I need a nap. Maybe just leave it there for now.